Hello, my beautiful souls. How are you all? Welcome back. And there's the second part that we'll be discussing about self worth. In the last video, we discussed about how did we lose it, and in this video, we're gonna learn how we're gonna gain it again, right? It's just that you lost the touch with your own self, authentic self, right? Just one thing to remember: no one can give you the self worth, which means no one can take it away, right? That's what I said even the last one. All right, coming to the point, how to feel worthy again. First thing, identify your core beliefs. You have been grown up with a set of core beliefs which has been passed on to you from your family, right? That can be good or that can be, make you miserable. Depends on how you feel like, right? So let's say your core belief is good. You're all fine, nothing to change. Good for you. Such a blessed soul is what I would say. On the other hand, there are a lot of people who, like me, who wants to change the way how their core beliefs look like, right? So I would say identify your core beliefs that you learned as a child, reflect back and replace it with the ones that nurture you based on the present reality, not on the past influences, right? Make sure whichever the core belief you're building for yourself is going to bring you closer to your own authentic self, right? Which is very, very, very important. You need to be yourself so you'll feel what you're supposed to feel, what you want to feel, right? And the next thing is you get to choose your self-worth, whether it is internal or external. Where do you feel it's increased? It's your choice, not others. That is not from what you learned in the past, right? So let's say that your past experiences look like someone is comparing you to themselves. So externally and internally, mostly internally, you will feel hurt that why are they not acknowledging whatever I did, right? And let's say this time it's a different scenario that you have set a belief like, okay, I'm going to compare myself to my own progress, not to others. In that case, your own validation matters, not others. So you have to decide whether it is in you or outside you, right? So that is how this works, right? Another most important thing is practice self-validation. That is, recognize yourself, appreciate your small daily wins. It doesn't have to be the bigger goals, it has to be the smaller ones as well, right? Approving your own choices. Get in touch with your emotions, is what I would say, so that you can affirm and identify your own emotional experiences. Others don't get to teach you how to feel, rather, you teach yourself how to experience the emotions. Either it can be hard emotions or it can be light-hearted, it doesn't matter. If it's hard, sit through. If it is light, fairy feeling, sit through. Experience everything. This is what you're here for. Experience all your emotions. Why I'm saying this, that you have to sit through this so you'll understand how you'll handle yourself much better. Setting boundaries. I remember talking to my therapist about the boundaries. She introduced that to me once again. First day, if in the first session I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. Second session, I placed my boundaries. It feels a little uncomfortable. And in the third session, I told her that I'm feeling amazing. I'm loving that I've set boundaries. So boundaries are very important. You should learn how to say no and make sure you are defining your boundaries very clearly so you'll understand where you end and where others starts, right? It's tough. It's worth it. It's worth it. Sometimes boundaries can be flexible, sometimes boundaries can be rigid, depending on the situation. You have to set boundaries for yourself and also for others. Stand for yourself is a kind of a boundary, right? So remember that. And yeah, the last and the most sexiest thing I've said for the last is rewrite the dialogues. the way how you speak to yourself, it matters a lot. If you're being compassionate, if you're being gentle, and if you're being kind and patient and offer lots of love to your inner child, which has been wounded, the way how you speak tells them, makes them safe. In turn, it allows you to heal tremendously over time. And it's a beautiful journey. Yeah. It's a very beautiful journey. Make sure to pay attention to your inner child's emotion, because that kid has been through a lot. That is where you had your self-worth, and that is where you started losing it, right? So make sure you're being passionate towards it. Show lots of love. It's like you're just knocking a door to an empty room where your child is sitting alone, and or your younger self is sitting alone and crying, or whatever the emotion it is. Just sit next to them. That's it. Once the way how you speak to yourself changes, inner child recognizes, then for sure it will respond in a most beautiful way, and that is, it will teach you your self-worth, it will teach you your own boundaries, it will teach you to trust yourself again. And that's a beautiful process, because when I sat with my inner child, my younger self, I remember buying a lot of colorful stationeries. I used to paint. I still paint, still. I used to buy a lot of colorful chocolates. Even though I don't eat all those, I was feeling good having it, right? So provide whichever your inner child wants. It'll respond in the most beautiful way possible. Because once you know that, you can clearly see the lines between your adult / present self, teen and younger self, right? It's a beautiful journey, gaining your self-worth, getting in touch with you and being authentic. I hope this helps. If it does, do like, share it to your circle and subscribe. And thank you so much if you have reached the end. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.